Welcome to our 3-day weekend reading for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, January 13th, 14th, and 15th, 2017. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign, and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you, how you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave? Preparing for that wave, crashing into the wave, riding the wave, or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the playlist below. See if there's depth for this reading, personal signs for you in the music, the lyrics, or just enjoy the tunes. Thank you for joining me. I love you guys, and I'll see you in a moment for the reading. Welcome to our weekend reading for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be a 3-day weekend for January 13th, 14th, and 15th. 2017. Let's see what kind of energy is coming on through for the weekend. We're going to start with the Guardian Angel Tarot. Let's get clarity for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. Let's get clarity and focus on the energies coming on through for Friday the 13th, Saturday the 14th, and Sunday the 15th of January 2017. Let's begin with one card and get wisdom for us all. Wow, the Ace of Emotion. That's a nice card to come through for the weekend. This is a brand new start. It's love overflowing. I always see the Ace of Cups as a big fountain where it just keeps flowing. It's always beautiful. You can throw your wishes in there. You can throw your worries in there, and everything is swept away, cleansed, and it's just bathed by love. It makes me think of like people in a fountain, like getting in a fountain, maybe that filter, turning on the filter of something, getting something moving, starting to feel the rush. I just heard As the Rush Comes by Motorcycle. That's an interesting song to start with. This is a really nice card, but it takes you jumping in the fountain, jumping in that emotion, diving into love, starting something for real, starting to do something you love. This can be anything. It can be a journey, an adventure, a cool weekend away out of town. It could be going on a date and then going on another date, and going on another date and starting a relationship. It could be starting a new job. It could be starting a brand new hobby, or doing the hobby or the skill or the thing you always do, and something new is thrown in there that makes it special again, that makes you want to keep doing it, but different. You know, I'm getting something unique. So even if it's the same relationship, there's something unique coming through. There's a unique beginning, a unique way to start something. Usually this is just falling in love with yourself, with what you're doing, with feeling good in your own shoes, happy communication. You know, when you had something you were worried about before, I hear being left in the cold, or something was frozen or blocked, or there was no growth before. Maybe that was just room for regeneration. You know, I'm getting like, you know, when the bulb is underneath the surface of the frozen ground, and then the spring comes, and just in time, just in season, usually before you expect, something blossoms, something breaks through, and new growth comes. This is that thing breaking through. You know, it's fresh, it's young, it's just beginning. It takes you pursuing it a little bit. This is even just, I'm getting locking eyes, like with somebody, like across the room, like just locking eyes and no words at all. It's just a feeling. It's a moment. It's where time goes away for a moment and your heart is loud, but it feels good. It's like you're in the moment. All of a sudden you feel your body. Your body feels different. It's an idea that comes through. It's something you want to pursue. It's something you want to move towards. It's that magnetism, chemistry. There's something like that going on here that makes you want to know more, makes you want to see more, feel more, do more, you know, experience more. But don't let it just wash away. Don't just walk away. Don't be afraid of those tides and how deep that fountain might be. You know, it might seem like it's, I just got the weirdest image. We used to have a horse named Mikey, and he was the best jumper ever, but he had a funny little like pet peeve with puddles. You know, he would think every little puddle was a huge like creek or river, and he would just take off and jump over those suckers. So don't dodge something here that might just, you know, actually feel good if you walk through, like splashing in the puddles. Maybe take some time to splash in the puddles. You know, play around a little bit, have some fun here, you know, let yourself get wet a little bit. And I'm just seeing like a little kid dancing in the rain, like rain boots on, you know, so prepare, you know, accordingly. The puddle might be deeper, but you might want to go for a swim. You know, you might like it. It might be better to dive into the deep end here than stay at the surface. It depends on your particular situation. You know, how deep you go is up to you. But this is something you want to give a chance to. So the Ace of Emotions, it's like Cupid. You know, it's like Cupid comes through here. I like that there's a fireplace in the background. It just makes me think of coming inside out of the cold and snuggling, you know, up next to the fire. It's just warmth. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. It's following that warmth in you, following that inner fire, that inner desire in you towards something you want. I keep hearing pursue. Maybe that's towards you, and there's this desire, this magnetism that is coming towards you. And once you see it, lock eyes, you're in, you know, there's something there. It could just be, you know, going through it with your honey, and I don't know, I feel like sometimes like a silly situation comes about and you forget about that argument or something, but you don't need to always talk about it. Sometimes it's just a glance, it's just a hug, it's a moment, it's something that just feels overwhelmingly blessed for you both to be in. You know, like sometimes I'm getting like when you go on a road trip or you have something planned and you get off track, or you do nothing that you planned but have a better time because of that. Like especially vacations, you might start one way and end up somewhere totally different. So release expectations a little bit. I would say if you start to make plans, make them together here. You know, open up, have this, I'm getting like brainstorming, overwhelming. I see like rolling around, like tickling is what I see, like laughing and tickling and sweet, happy energy. So I hear videos, even watching funny videos, funny movies, talking about something funny, making light of a situation that seemed like it was weird then, you know, like Even something like, I'm getting like a flat tire or something like that could actually be, I don't know, like the thing that brings you together, you know, like, I'm seeing a diner all of a sudden, and like having coffee at a diner. That simple conversation could start a whole plan together. But it starts simple. It starts with a feeling. It starts with a yes. It starts with going somewhere and checking it out is what I'm getting. It's something very simple. This cherub is announcing that a wonderful new emotional experience is coming into your life. It may be like a meeting, like talking about something with somebody else, like a hobby or something that you do, and somebody's interested in your skill, your service, something like that, and you just, you know, you didn't expect to meet that person, but you go have coffee and you have a brand new client or a new job or somebody that gives you a good reference even. It could even be going to have coffee with your friend. You have a conversation. That friend thinks about the perfect person for you to maybe date, and you check it out. You know, you have a conversation that gets you excited. You're like, I don't know. And your friend's like really excited. No, you really need to try this. You really need to go here. Or it could be like a class you sign up for and you get really excited. You go to one class, you check it out. You want to go back. You want to do it again. You feel good when you're there. You want to feel good again. You know, it gets you excited. It's a blessing in the emotional department, you know, in the fuzzy feeling department. It doesn't really matter what it is. It feels good for you. So it's worth the try. It's worth, you know, the go. And I feel like you'll know if you want to do it again. It's up to you to give it another go or not. You may meet someone who makes your heart flutter, or your current relationship will experience a reawakening. It's also possible that your intuitive abilities will be greatly increased by your open heart. So I feel like I hear yesterday. So this could be that open heart coming from something happening yesterday. An inner standing that happened yesterday. A conversation that happened yesterday. A compromise. Something like that. Something that came through. I hear breakthrough. Woke up. Blossomed. Sprouted out. You know, busted out of something. Came out of something dark into something better. It's that start. This is the beginning coming through today. So it could be something you felt, you know, maybe you sensed, but you didn't expect. It's also possible your intuitive abilities will be greatly increased by your open heart. So when this comes through, I feel like maybe I hear telepathy. Maybe there's not much talking even. You just have a sense, a knowing, an understanding, an opening. Maybe it's one opening. You go in the right opening. You know, it's that right timing. I'm seeing like an opening line, but not corny. Maybe corny, but just right. Even if it's corny, it gets the job done. I just thought of so the corny one that came through when I said that was, hey, are those space pants you're wearing? Because your ass is out of this world. I would not recommend doing that, but I'm just going to say that because it came through. Maybe it's your particular sense of humor. Just being yourself. Spontaneous. Whatever comes through, you know, just let it come through and maybe trust that it, you know, maybe wasn't received exactly how you thought, but maybe like it comes through better in the end. I'm getting like slight nerves or something a little uncomfortable or something like that, but that breaks the ice. So maybe there's something coming through that's going to kind of break the ice. Maybe it's something funny, you know, unexpected. I'm getting the ice is going to break. The ice is going to melt. I see this fire here. And I think of like maybe, you know, something opening up. Maybe another chance. You see another chance here. You're having a new experience somewhere that's just breaking through, busting something open. I feel like I'm here burned. Maybe you were burned before, or somebody else was sort of burned before. And It's time to reignite something. That's what I'm getting. All that being said, I wasn't sure if I was going to use the Romance Angels Oracle cards. It's been a while since I put them in a reading, so let's go here. Let's go to Romance, Matters of the Heart, Communication, and Love. And let's get clarity for the weekend on the Ace of Emotion, the Ace of Cups, clarity for us all on communication and happiness. I just heard love and happiness. That's nice. That's a nice one to come through. And the sound of sunshine randomly. All right, so let's, that was sort of cool. All right, let's get a card. Get away from the soundtrack going on in my mind right now. One card. Calling in your soulmate. So this is somebody special coming through today to get you on the right path, to make you have that right emotion about the thing that you are pursuing, to guide you. I'm getting guide you the right way. This could just be a friend getting you to that party, getting you in the party, getting you to make that call, getting your head on straight about something that you were confused about for way too long. So this could be a friend you actually know that gets you on the path to your soulmate, your honey, your future honey, or getting back on the path with your honey now. Somebody important to you. I'm getting honey. Wow, that always makes me think of bees. That makes me think of the pharaoh, the beekeeper, honey, the nectar of life, manna, nutrients. I'm going to get off track with bees. So maybe compassion, honey, taking control of a situation, taking action on something, allowing something else to be, allowing there to be divine timing. It might not be exactly what you planned, but it starts with you doing something. You can't just always sit around and expect everything to come on through. You have to start to pursue something. And if you don't know where to start, it starts with that love in you, that, you know, that the drive in you, that need to get out of a situation, that need to go into a situation, sign up for something, teach something, practice something, go back to something, pull something out of the closet, I'm getting. You know, that you had tucked away for way too long, that you started, or in a drawer. Maybe just getting back to the things that you like, remembering the things that make you happy, remembering the things that you used to do and you wish you were doing again, and now's the time to do it again. And it starts there. And you talk to somebody about that project that you did, the video that you recorded, that show that you tried out for, that new job that you interviewed for, that weird blind date that you went on, and that conversation takes you somewhere else. And eventually the right door opens up, or eventually the right connections are made, but it starts with you moving around and doing something. I'm getting introvert, extrovert. It doesn't, I'm also getting it doesn't really matter. I'm also seeing a bookstore and a library, an actual like bookstore. So maybe a bookstore, or writing, or putting something down on paper, or if you can't speak or don't know what to say, perhaps a letter. Whether you send it or not, perhaps it's a release for you, or something you can give later, or helps bring clarity or understanding with you, or is a way like for you to explain something or have clarity to somebody else. I don't think that's for everybody. Maybe it's about a letter, maybe a response to a letter. That just made me think of the Goo Goo Doll song, letters that I never meant to send, tossed along the way. I can't get the name of the song. I think it's Name or Iris. For some reason, I'm not sure. But calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So it's starting to pursue the things that you love and opening up that door to whatever needs to come through for you. It might be exactly what you thought. It might be not what you thought at all, but you'll still feel something inside of you that feels right. it might confuse the shit out of you, especially when it comes to love in your heart. It doesn't usually make any sense at all, especially when you're right here at the beginning. So, you know, you could still be waiting for this moment, waiting for that meeting, waiting for that chance meeting, waiting for that connection to come through. But it's starting that connection in you to feel happy in what you're doing and pursuing, making space in your environment so that if you happen to go out and happen to meet a stranger or happen to reconnect with somebody that has, I heard the dog house, but I must say there are very fancy dog houses out there and people spend a lot of money on their animals. If anyone is, I hear side business, something extra to do. Maybe you're a builder. Actually, you build houses and there's a way to do a fancy dog house. People will spend a lot of money. If you're really good with wood, hey, that's something different. I mean, I know in New York City, there are many people who have children and who don't have children but have a dog or a cat or a bird or something. And there's a big market for that. Not sure where that's coming from. Maybe it's just taking your dog on a walk and, you know, making sure that your house is clean. You know, you have everything organized. You have, you know, your bathroom nice in case you happen to meet somebody cool and you want to have lunch or dinner later. Hang out. Let the dogs hang out. You have a new friend. I see like video games or music or like lounging around, like lounge pad or something like that. So, you know, if that's going to come through, there's a preparation you need to make for yourself for that to come through. There's a healing you need to do for you. Sometimes if you're having a tense environment, you know, that's sort of like, I'm getting a weird video game with your honey or something like that. You're going in the same land over and over and over and over. You know, the same problems pop up. Change the environment around. So when you go back, it feels different. You know, not the same old game that you're playing. So it could be just understanding you and your soulmate and space, or where things need to be cleared and heard and compromised, and that puts you in a new position, you know, a new clarity, a new beginning. Maybe you just want, I'm hearing a little bit of freedom. You know, maybe it just takes a little bit of release. You know, if your partner or someone or your past relationships felt like, you know, if they went out, you were calling all the time, or, you know, even if you didn't mean harm or whatever, and maybe that's something that's coming through again, maybe just release that all together and just trust, you know, and change that this time and be the person that is on the other side. You know, the person's wondering, why aren't they calling me? Why aren't they checking on me? Why aren't they doing that? And have that, I guess, I'm kind of getting absence makes the heart feel fonder, or grow fonder here. So maybe there was that in the past and you're feeling that again, or there was a long time where nothing was coming through and now you're sort of wanting something to happen, but you have to sort of allow it to be and not pursue it so hard. Otherwise you're pushing through a door that might be closed when there's a better door preparing its way for you. I know I went on a tangent with that. I hope that made sense. I'm just going to move along. Move along to the Thelema Tarot for the weekend. Clarity on calling in your soulmate. Ace of Emotion. Remember that a soulmate is somebody that is in our life to like learn something with, to grow with, to get somewhere with, to get somewhere else because of, you know, to have a time together and then grow apart, or come together and stay together for the long haul, or appear in your world for a moment that'll make the difference for the rest of your life. You know, soulmate could be your children. You know, this could be you reconnecting with your children. You know, if you had some weird fight and there was, you know, space or whatever, and they wanted to do their own thing and do it their way, and maybe they just needed to, you know, discover what made them happy or thought made them happy. They could always end up doing what you told them to do, you know, I'm getting 20 years ago or something like that, but they had to figure it out on their own, you know. Or this could be you, you know, starting over after how many years of marriage or being alone, and then starting to date, not knowing what to do, not even knowing where to start. It starts small. It starts with those small sparks and ideas that make you feel happy. Like just going out with your friends one day, cleaning your house another day, doing an art project another day, putting on some music, calling a friend over. I'm getting just hanging out again. So maybe you just need to hang out with some comfortable energy in your surroundings. Maybe by yourself, get your surroundings comfortable, or maybe you've had an invitation and you need to pursue or go there to find out that you're comfortable after all there. So let's get another card for the weekend. Oh, wow. So this is really nice. This came through during the week. This could be that engagement. It could be somebody who's been thinking about you for a long time, or that person you've been thinking about for a long time, or been with for a long time. This is happy compromise. This is when you get a yes. You get a yes. It's a yes. You know, it's somebody else who feels the same way as you, who wants to dance with you, who wants to put up the tent with you, make the bed with you, you know, change the sheets with you, help you out a little bit, make that planning easier, make getting through the day, getting through this transition, this moment, getting something stable and secure so you can build upon this. After the yes, you have to build something on it, you know? You have to put up the tent, start some planning, you know, dance around, see who's leading, who follows, how you need to change the music, how it's going to flow, and how it's usually better when everyone's working together. Usually this is contentment, there's happiness, celebration. It could be going to a wedding this weekend, going to a party this weekend, going somewhere outside. I hear camping. It's kind of cold here, but maybe going somewhere that feels like camping, camping inside, like the staycation thing, or like maybe somewhere where there's a hotel, maybe some winter sports, or even summer sports, something like that. Maybe you have to be a good sport in this situation. There are two doves, like coming home, working together, flying free together. Oh, that's really nice. So it's about two, you know, you and somebody else coming home, feeling at home, feeling at peace with something, feeling like you want to work together somewhere this weekend with somebody else, and somebody else feels like that with you. So open your arms, you know, to compromise, to understanding, to getting yourself balanced. You know, it takes your masculine, your feminine, your right and your left hemisphere here, your intuition and your logic all together. I always feel like the Four of Wands is not just brilliant. Oh, there's actually like a fire pit, like a fire, maybe cooking or getting something on the stove, getting something brewing. There's also a beautiful cottage in the background here. So like a nook, you know, it's taking a moment to enjoy this moment, not get ahead of yourself too much. Even if there was planning going on in this nook, you know, by this fire, under these sheets. And even if there was energy that was coming a long way to get here, you know, I feel like it comes from a lot of energy, a lot of thinking, a lot of desire, a lot of something to get you here. To feel grounded, to feel good where you are with the surroundings you have. So have a good time. This card comes through when it's asking you to have a good time. You know, even if it's not exactly what you expect yet, don't let the moment pass you by. The moment could bring you to a better moment, a better, different memory that, you know, leads this trail of stability and security more in your life every day. So you feel like you want to sort of put up, I'm getting put up a tent, almost like the Four of Swords. So, but I feel like it's the Four of Swords, but you're like, you know, readings, you're not just like falling asleep here and like coming to peace. It's like you're under the sheets, not going to sleep, like little kids at a sleepover, you know, like the flashlights are on under the covers and I'm getting giggles. So if this comes through and you stay up late, you're on the phone, you know, you went out for a drink and you end up staying overnight at someone's house, take that as you will. You know, we're all adults here. Be responsible with that. But adults, sleep over it. Have a good time. You know, do what you have to do. Be responsible, but have a good time. You know, have a little freedom. Relax. Enjoy the dance. This is beautiful. It's the start of something that brings you stability. It brings you the freedom to fly. Here, you're free. Here, you're not trapped. And you feel good. You know, like you can handle whatever music comes on, whatever dance comes your way. 2 left feet, 2 right feet. You'll put it all together and you'll make it work. Somehow, this brings a balance. So, it's if you have 2 left feet, you find someone with 2 right feet and you make it work somehow. One more card for the weekend. This is the Oracle of Visions by Sierra Machete. Let's get clarity on the 4 of Wands. I hear passion. Passion and peace. Interesting combination. And party. So maybe it's a party, an invitation, an engagement, something fun, something that feels good for you. I see a bit of a stage here. So if somebody puts you on the spot for some reason, for something that you have a passion for, pull out your artwork, show your tattoo, sing us a song, you know, do you have your guitar, come and play this piano, or make that move. I feel like even if you feel thrown in the fire a bit, it was the push you needed to bring that security, that confidence to keep on going, to keep doing something. And I feel like you're going to get, even if it's a no, you're going to get the confidence back to know that better way that you should go. You know, if you have a practice round here, go for the practice round. It's going to get you the right direction. It's going to get you where you want to be. So let's get one more card for the day, or for the weekend. Friday the 13th, Saturday the 14th, and Sunday the 15th of January 2017. Una más. And about 42, we're back to a 6. I think a balance, taking a moment to rest, putting down something to make a decision, to come to an agreement, to support something else, to know when to be in the spotlight and when to hold back and allow someone else to shine. You know, when it's best to be the supporting role, you know, and when it's best to allow someone else to get up and try it on their own. So I feel like there's a support system here, an allowance here, a moment to shine, a moment to move, a moment to break through, and a moment to put something down. Perhaps change your mind. I hear change your mind. See something a different way. Perhaps pass along the torch. Pass along, I'm getting a handshake. Working together somehow. No man is an island, and perhaps there's more that can come through when you work together with somebody, or with something you are fighting with yourself, 2 things you wanted to do. There's a way to make it all work somehow. Let's see. This is number 42. Ambition, goals, and inspiration. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. Jam Power. I love that his name is Power, and it's about waking up, turning on your power, you know, going back to sleep and getting your juices flowing as well. Knowing when to stop, knowing when to pursue, knowing what gets you up early and what you really want to do. This card is about setting a target, a goal, something to strive for, a purpose, motivated by a need for ambition. We now have something to aim for. Success in our chosen field. I'm getting self goals, not necessarily about out here, although support is nice, and I hear like gratitude for where you are supported, you know, where you are blessed in that, you know, where you do have support and you are blessed. But I feel like the ambition and the goals are just inside yourself, to do better than that last time, to do as best as you can now. Not so much a competition out there, but more just a healthy flow of abundance inside of you to be better the next time. A young performer lays on the ground in an almost fetal position, possibly exhausted or at the point of giving up. It makes me think of the 10 of Rods a little bit, which is like just getting to the end, feeling a lot of pressure and just making it to the end, making it to the finish line. Even if you have a wheelbarrow full of rocks going uphill and it starts to rain, you can do it. You can get to that finish line, and then it's going to feel better when all of that is released and the finale comes. I'm not sure where that came from. Despite the constant effort and repetition she has put into her endeavors so far, she's once again questioning herself. Can she ever be good enough? Will she ever make it? Despair, doubt, and frustration cloud her progress. Possibly her efforts are hampered further by other limitations, physical or mental, or possibly outside factors. Other commitments distract her or compete for her time. Life happens. Remember that. Life happens. We're all human, you know, and we're all amazing children of God as well. We're all co-creators, here to adapt and learn and move, and I'm here metamorphosis. So perhaps grow wings where we never thought we could fly before. It's easy enough to dream and establish goals. The question now is whether that dream is realistically achievable or a distracting oasis that will simply torment but never be reached. So it starts with what you can feel right now, what you can reach, what you can do with what you do have and who you are. You know, how special you are and what's right in front of you. Sometimes we forget to notice how beautiful the blessings are that are right in front of us the whole time sometimes. I hope this is helpful for you guys. I love you so much, and I will see you soon.